I found myself talking to a rabbi quite recently, and we were talking about COVID and, in particular, vaccination and the people who were vaxxers and anti vaxxers. And he had some quite strong views, particularly about anti vaxxers. He told me a story which he said was in one of the old Jewish tales from long ago about 10 men in a boat, and they each had a part of the boat. They were sitting on their own seats, and they were cast out to sea, and they were all in fear of their lives because the boat was like a kind of lifeboat. And what they found is that one guy on one seat was drilling a hole in the boat just underneath his seat because he claimed, well, it was his area and he could do what he liked with it. And it was his free will to do so. The other people in the boat, of course, took a different view of the matter because they thought that it would have a big effect upon them as well. Fair enough. And the rabbi, though, said that as far as he was concerned, our COVID situation was just like those people in the boat. We're all in danger of death, disease, illness, of the turbulence of the world around us. And there were some people who, just like that guy drilling holes in the boat, refused to be vaccinated, and so they're endangering the world for everybody else. And that was an interesting story, he said. It was quite a powerfully told parable, I thought. But I took a different view of the matter. Yes, you could liken the world to a boat. You can liken all the people in the boat to the people in mankind who are suffering under the problems of COVID. Yes, you can go along with that, but the 10 men in the boat are all sitting on a seat under which there is a life jacket. And say 9 of the people decide to take the jacket out and put the jacket on. But one guy at the far end decides not to take out the life jacket. He decides that the life jacket, as we know, is experimental. It's never been tried. It's untested. It might not even work as well as people think it works. And besides which, it looked too bulky and too difficult for him to be able to swim or be supported in. He decided he would be better off without the life jacket. His decision, you might say. But that's not how the other 9 took it. When they saw him, the only man without the life jacket on, they accused him of endangering their lives. Look at you, they said. You haven't got the life jacket on. You're not like us. You're different. You're acting in a different way. And we feel threatened by that. Your behaviour is going to be upsetting everyone here. And if you don't put the life jacket on, then we all feel in danger. We don't feel safe. How can that be, said the man. You've all got your life jackets on. You've taken that choice. Me, I couldn't possibly endanger you in any way. And that seems to me a much closer picture to the COVID situation that we have here. Those who choose to be protected by a vaccine, well, they're protected. And those who are not protected or decide not to take the vaccine, well, they're more vulnerable. They're the ones who are really at risk. But in that boat, you see, you find that there's a change of attitude and a change of mind. The change of attitude which turns on the one who is different from the others and says, if you don't put the life jacket on, we feel threatened. And if we feel threatened, we're going to do something about it. We're either going to force you to put that life jacket on, or we're going to throw you overboard. Take your pick. And that, it seems to me, is a much closer picture to what we're finding in our world today with our mandated vaccines, with our desires in some countries to force people to either choose between their job or choose between a vaccination. Or in Austria, quite recently, mandating a lockdown, a loss of freedom, but only for those people who haven't been vaccinated. It's us against them. It's the othering of the person who is different. It's pointing out to them that either they conform or they suffer the penalty and the consequences. And what really surprised me of that story that I was told not so long ago was the fact that it was a rabbi that told it. Because surely if anybody in the whole world would be able to understand the dangers of othering other people, of pointing the finger at people because they're different or because they're not like us, of threatening them with penalties and persecution, then surely it would have been the rabbi.